Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here, your physics lecturer, welcoming you all in today's lecture. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about dimensional formulas and equations, and I have told you how to find out the dimensional formula for different physical quantities. Okay, if you know the formula of any physical quantities, then you can convert it in dimensional formula also. Now, in today's module, I will tell you what is the what is the application of this dimensional formula. So here we are basically going to discuss about three application of dimensional formula. The first one is to check the homogeneity or consistency of any physical equation. That is, by using the dimensional formula, we can check whether any equation is correct or not. The second application is about converting the value of one unit system into another unit system. That means by using the dimensional formula, we can change SI unit to CGS or CGS to FPS or CGS to SI, etc. I have told you about 4 system of units. So by using the dimensional formula, if any physical quantities value is given in one unit, one system of unit, we can convert it in other system of unit. And third application is derivation of relation among physical quantities, and this third one is very important application. It is a little complicated, but if you practice well, then you will understand it very nicely and you can then relate any physical quantity to each other. Okay, so now let's start with the first one. First application of dimensional formula, that is checking the dimensional consistency of equations. Actually, we have so many type of physical equations. So when we have to check whether the given equation is correct or not, that we can do with the help of dimensional formula. So here in front of you there is very easy equation. This is the first equation of motion. V equals to U plus AT. Now we will check whether this equation is correct or not. And to do that, our first step is to find out the dimensional formula of different physical quantities. So here V and U are the final and initial velocities. A is acceleration and T is time. So according to the method I have told you in previous lecture, we will derive the formula for velocity, acceleration and time, and that is given by the formulas in front of you. Here V and U, they are velocity, so their dimensional formula is m0 L t minus 1. A is acceleration, its dimensional formula is m0 L t minus 2. T is time, its dimensional formula is m0 L0 t. Okay. So after deriving the dimensional formula, what we have to do, we have to put these formulas in the given equation in place of the physical quantities. So here you can see we have put the values in place of V m0 L t minus 1, in place of U m0 L t minus 1, in place of A, that is acceleration, m0 L t minus 2 into T is there, A into T. So here we put the value of T m0 L0 t. Now after that, here these two quantities are in multiplication. So we know from the algebraic equations that if two quantities are there whose base is similar and they are in multiplication, so their powers are simply added up. So here you can see m to the power 0, m to the power 0. So here m to the power 0 plus 0, L to the power 1. Here no power is written, that means L to the power 1 is there. Here L to the power 0, so 1 plus 0. Here T to the power minus 2 and T to the power 1, so T to the power minus 2 plus 1. Okay. When we further solve this, we get this one, m0l t minus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 becomes minus 1. Now here m0l t minus 1 plus m0l t minus 1 equals to 2 into m0l t minus 1. Now a very important thing you note that 2 is an integer which has no dimension. So we simply neglect 2 here. After that what we will get? After neglecting 2, at left hand side we have m0l t minus 1. At right hand side also we have m0l t minus 1. So here, my dear students, we have proved that this equation is correct, because at last at both the sides we have the same dimensional formula. Okay. So now I hope you all have understood how to check the equation. We simply have to put the dimensional formula of different physical quantities in the given equation, and after solving that by using simple mathematical expressions, simple algebraic expressions, and neglecting all the integers. Okay, if both the sides we got same dimensional formula, so our equation is correct. Now let's solve another formula also. Let's check another formula whether it is correct or not. So in front of you I have written second equation of motion now, s equals to ut plus half at square, where s is the length, u is the initial velocity, t is the time, and a is the acceleration. And by using the formula we simply derive the dimensional formulas of different physical quantities, and we put all these values in this equation. So here in place of s, because s is length, so only L will be there, m0 and t0. So m0 L t0 in place of s. For u we have written m0 L t minus 1. Here u into t is there. So for t we have written m0 L0 t plus half m0 L t minus 2. This is for a. Here this is acceleration. And here t square is there. So here when we put the value of t, okay, here you can see we put square also. Okay, so m0 L0 t square. When we solve this square, these equations become m0 L0 t to the power minus 2. Okay. Then here they both are in multiplication form. So base are same. So we add the powers. So here we have added the powers. Okay. Here t to the power minus 1 plus 1 will become 0. And similar thing we have done here also. These two are in multiplication. So we have done the same thing here. And half is an integer. It is dimensionless. So we have neglected half. Okay. And by solving this, we got these two, m0 L t0 plus m0 L t0. When we add them, we get 2 m0 L t0. And as we know that 2 is a dimensionless quantity, so that's why we neglect 2. So we got m0 L t0 on right hand side also. So here you can see at both the sides the dimensional formulas are same, hence we have proved that this equation is correct. So dear students, in the similar manner you try to solve other physical equations also. Okay, try to find out the correctness of other equations also which are given in your book. Now I will tell you second application of dimensional formula, that is converting the value in one unit system to another unit system. So here in front of you what question is written? Convert 1 joule into erg. Now first we should know that joule belongs to which system and erg belongs to which system. So joule is from SI system of unit, and erg is CGS unit. Okay. So in bracket I have written from SI unit to CGS unit. Okay. And we should also know that joule is unit of which physical quantity. So it is unit of energy. So first we have written the dimensional formula of energy, ml2t minus 2. So because joule is related to energy, so we should know the formula of energy, which is ml2t minus 2. Now at one side we will write SI unit system and second side we write CGS. Okay. Now what is the known unit here? The known unit is SI and unknown unit is CGS. So all the known units we will write in terms of 1 and all the unknown units we write in terms of 2. Okay. So for SI system, mass is given in kilogram. So m1 equals to 1 kilogram. Length is given in meter. So L1 equals to 1 meter. Time is given in second. So T1 equals to 1 second. And N1, which is the value given in equation, that is 1 joule. So in place of N1 we put 1. Okay. Then in CGS system we take everything in terms of 2. Here in CGS, mass is denoted by gram. So M2 equals to 1 gram. L2, that is length, equals to 1 centimeter. And T2, that is time, equals to 1 second. And N2, that is the value of energy in CGS system that we have to find out. Okay. Now we will write it like this. N1, this is value and unit. Okay. When we write the amount of any physical quantity, so how we write? First we write its magnitude and then we write its unit. So here also N1 is magnitude and this is unit. N2 is magnitude and this is unit. Because N1 and N2, they both are related to energy, so they both are equal. So we write it like this. N1, M1, L1 2, T2 minus 2, sorry, T1 minus 2 equals to N2, M2, L to the power 2 and T to the power minus 2. Like this we have written. Now N2 is unknown quantity. Okay, and these are known quantity. This one is also known one. We have to find out the value of N2 only here. So when we have to find out the value of N2, what we will do? We will transport it this side. So it will come as denominator here. Then we can write it like this. M1 upon M2, L1 upon L2 to the power 2. Here separate powers are there. We have written it like this. T1 to the power minus 2 upon T to the power minus 2. So we have written it like T1 upon T to the power minus 2. Here you can see power minus 2 is there. Now we put the values of M1, M2, L1, L2 and T1, T2 here. So here is the value. Okay, M1 is 1 kilogram, M2 is 1 gram, L1 is 1 meter, L2 is 1 centimeter, T1 is 1 second and T2 also is 1 second. So because they both are same, so they will cancel and we will simply write 1 in place of this. Okay, it will simply cancel out and in place of this 1 will come. Now here this is the known quantity, so we will convert it in terms of unknown one. Okay, so kilogram we write in terms of gram, so we will get 1000 gram upon 1 gram. Meter we will write in terms of centimeter, so we will get 100 centimeter upon 1 centimeter to the power 2 into, because times unit is same in both the units, both the systems, so that's why we get 1 here. Now here when we divide it, gram, centimeter, centimeter, gram and centimeter will simply cancel. Okay, 1 gram to gram, 1 centimeter to centimeter. Here we have got 1000. Here we will get 100 to the power 2, that is 10000, that is 10,000 we get. When we multiply them, okay, sorry, first we will write in terms of power. So 1000 can be written as 10 to the power 3. 10,000 can be written as 10 to the power 4. This 4 here is in power. Okay, so here 10 to the power 3, here 10 to the power 4. When we solve this further, we will get 1 into 10 to the power 7 erg. So 1 joule equals to 10 to the power 7 erg. Is it clear to all? So here we have given one value 1 joule and we have converted it in CGS system and got 1 into 10 to the power 7 erg. And here you can see, students, one spot is there. This is denoting my hard work for making this video. So we are sweating like anything while making this video so that even the noise of fan will not disturb you. Today we have discussed two application of dimensional formula and solved some examples also. And in next lecture I will solve some other examples and I will tell you the third equation also. Sorry, third application also. And for this lecture, this is it. So we will meet you in next lecture. Till then, goodbye, take care, do some productive work and keep practicing.